Alright, people. So, persons have been talking out that know this young lady and they're telling us the truth on what is going on. So, apparently, based on persons who know this young lady and her father, she was transferred from Excelsior to Christiana to live with her father after her mother went to foreign, and apparently, allegedly, the mother ran off overseas. Now he lived alone with the two kids, Santina and a little boy. So apparently he has another little boy. Now the little boy, who had a different mother, was sent away to live with her mother. The mother of his son lived with him until she was unable to take the abuse any longer and formed a visiting relationship. So apparently, allegedly, the father was abusing the stepmother. Now, this person who knows them continued to say that on some of her visits, the stepmother noticed inappropriate interactions between him and Santina, the daughter, and made numerous reports. The police didn't act on these reports that the stepmother allegedly made to the police about the interaction. The premises is located on a sparsely populated area that has no road access, right? So this is where they would have found her body be underneath the old fridge or stove, right? Now Santina father allegedly was beaten and chased from his original community for numerous acts of child molestation. So he's not from Christiana, he's from Mandeville. And this person that knows them says allegedly he was beaten and chased from his original community for numerous acts of child molestation. His cousin gave him refuge in the community of Christiana because he had nowhere to go. He is well known to the police since he is a street vendor and common criminal and jailbird allegedly. The property is kinda abandoned, so no one really visited. While he had a bad rap in the streets, he was seen as a trying single dad and who was looking after his children. This is a shock to the residents who weren't aware of his offender status, that the S word, that he is a S offender allegedly. Now this is coming from persons who apparently are aware of this person and is aware of the father, and it's not even that it is his stepdaughter, this is the man's father, right? And he reported her missing and then he fled. He went missing himself. So Santina had been reported missing by her father on Friday, October 3rd. And then the body was found during a search operation, burned and in the underneath the old refrigerator, as I mentioned before. And she is just 13 years old. 13 years old, and it is so disheartening to realize that this man was left with his daughter. And my question is, did her mother know that she ran off and left her child with this monster who has been calls have been made to the police regarding his behavior, and she was left in this home? I am wondering if it is a case where she was not aware of what was happening even though she was overseas. But also, why did the stepmother not have any contact to the mother overseas to say, that the man touch your daughter or touch your daughter, and I try to get the police involved and allegedly and nothing happened? I am wondering all these things, like, didn't she have anybody else to leave her daughter to? Even if the mother ran off overseas, she couldn't call a family member to say, hey, go take Santina from her dad's house. Is there no one that could have been called to come to the rescue of this young lady, and she just it's just such a sad case, and to know that her father did that to her. Persons are also saying that is because she threatened, allegedly, to tell the police about what was happening at home, and he essayed her, and that's where he killed her afterwards, or unalived her afterwards. And it is just so sad and disheartening to know that this is the society that we live in. You know, a lot of times them always say, Jamaican men hate women and they hate their own daughters, and I'm not saying all of them do, but the proof is there, and this is not all of them, but guys, that I don't know how you're supposed to hurt your own child, your own baby that you're supposed to be protecting. God knows how long this has been happening to that poor child. Because if the stepmother realized this and she too have a child with him, how many years have this been going on? Because she take back her son and she leave because him didn't abuse her. I'm wondering if this abuse started after she left him and him turned to the daughter for the needs of the bed, which is so sickening to think about, actually. And now he's on the run. That man deserves all the bad things that is coming to him. All the bad things that is coming to him. It is just, I don't know. And to think that he did this report knowing what he did to his baby girl, and then he disappeared. And a lot of persons were questioning how the neighbors not dead here, neighbors not smell that, because even I was having a conversation and I'm like, if he attempted to burn her body, I am pretty sure that would give off a very pungent smell. That can't smell good. Somebody must smell that. And now this person came out and she's talking and she's saying that it's not a very populated area that he lives, in the countryside. There's not a lot of houses nearby. Allegedly, that's what this person said. Based on what they're saying, that's what I'm going off of. And that's why this little girl's life was just ruined and taken away from her. Can you imagine? Probably she was crying out, screaming out for help, but because he knew that houses are not very close by, he did what he did, and he tried to bury it by burning. Because that must have smelled terrible. Nobody never smelled that. But the persons are finally talking out. And if this is true that the stepmother really go to the police and the police don't do nothing, honestly, it come like sometimes the police here, they more target you that is doing nothing, and when the real reports are being sent to them, they do nothing. Because you're going to charge a man $10,000 for having no lug nut on his car and one of the lug nut missing, and wanna go out every day and target persons who operate vehicles that are not causing harm to anybody, right? And these are real reports that are being reported to the police. And if this is true, as I said, because this is information coming from somebody who apparently know them, and if this is the case, we need to do better as a nation. We need to do better in the police force. You understand? You kill an innocent man, and you have a so-called offender, right? Having his daughter in his house, being multiple reports from the stepmother. I want to do nothing. I want to just go raid a house and kill an innocent man the other day. It's ridiculous, and we need to do something about it. We have to do better as a society and as a nation, because honestly, this it's not going nowhere and it's not making no sense, and we all need to do better.